Mr. Reynolds, what was the first indication you had that something quite irregular was happening to the ship?
There were 3 planes. We observed 3 planes heading straight toward the Koolama at low altitude.
And what were the markings on these planes?
As far as we could see, they were Japanese.
Few people were told about the bombing of the small passenger ship Koolama on the 20th of February 1942. Even fewer were told about the events that followed. The conflict, the struggles, and the adventures that took place on this remote beach in Australia's northwest are shrouded in mystery. Some say there was a mutiny.
It was a thing that was never discussed at great length by anybody. I mean, the vessel went, and all those involved appeared to be fairly tight-lipped about the whole thing.
Well, there's a cover-up there, isn't there? There must be. Somebody's not telling the truth.
But all that remains is the faded transcript of an inquiry that many call a farce, and the memories and photos of those who were stranded here.
Oh, the Koolama was a gorgeous ship. It was the pride of the fleet. Well, she was only, what, three years old, I think, when she was bombed.
It was a very happy life on board ship and quite sophisticated, I suppose, when one thinks back. After dinner there was always dancing on the deck with the little ship's orchestra, and very polite and well-mannered sort of affair.
The ship's master was a legend in the West Australian State Shipping Service, Captain Jack Eggleston.
I've sailed with lots of captains, all of them good, but none of them of the calibre of Captain Eggleston.
Very debonair, very hale and hearty, well-met type of fellow. A real passenger's captain, I should say.
In the shadow of his flamboyant captain was the first officer, Ken Reynolds, also a qualified ship's master.
Chief Officer Reynolds was a conservative and a very prudent man and a very competent seaman.
He was aloof. We're speaking now of Reynolds. He was aloof. I don't think he ever did anything incorrectly.
First Officer Reynolds did not always see eye to eye with the ship's master. It was an era when Australian men were often judged by their willingness to have a drink, and Captain Eggleston had quite a reputation.
I wouldn't say Captain Eggleston was a drunkard. I wouldn't say that at all, but I would say that he was very partial to having one or two. He was too dapper to be a drunkard.
The first officer clearly disapproved of his captain's behaviour.
He would never drink on duty, and he wouldn't expect or allow anybody else to drink on duty, even though they did, but he'd be very heavy on something like that.
The friction between Eggleston and first mate Reynolds, I did hear that Reynolds, I think, felt that he should have had the master of the ship.